Hello TBJ Beshies! Welcome to the Beauty Junkie Vlogs. And in this video, i-review ko na to finally because I've been using it for like parang mga 8 months na. I think it's time for me to give my review. And what bag is this? So this is the Chanel Boy in new medium. Now, if you are interested about this bag, gusto nyo malaman kung okay ba siya, kamusta yung leather niya, and if this is worth buying this 2022, then please keep on watching. Okay, Beshi, so before I start, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Click the notifications bell para hindi po kayo nakakamiss ng aking mga in-upload na videos. And please follow my social media accounts. It's in my description box. Actually, marami akong mga bag reviews in my blog. Kasi I've been, collecting bags since 2013. Pero I think since, video na ngayon, video generation, I am going to create video formats out of those reviews. Ayan, so dito tayo ngayon kay Chanel Boy. And we're going to cover the following. Number 1 is the history. So let's have a quick chat about the history of this bag. It has a very interesting history. So number 2, the technical details, the shape, the price, where I got this, and kung ano-ano yung mga current sizes nitong specific bag na to. And number 3, going to talk about yung overall quality of the bag. So we're gonna talk about the exterior, the interior, the hardware, the leather. So pag-uusapan natin yan. And number 3, the user-friendliness of this bag. How is this bag if it's used? Is it perfect for climate? Is it easy to use? How's the wear and tear? Yung performance of the leather? Pag-uusapan natin yan. And number 4, what fits inside, of course. Importante yan. Gusto natin malaman kung ano yung nalalagay nitong bag na to. And finally, number 6, just a quick mod shot of this bag para malaman nyo kung ano yung itsura niya kapag suot na siya. Okay, first, so dito tayo sa history ng Chanel Boy. So in 2011, Karl Lagerfeld, who is dubbed as one of the greatest modern designers, and also was heading Chanel as its creative director for the last 22 or 23 years, decided to come up with another bag design for the brand. Of course, that is the job of creative directors. So Karl Lagerfeld is a huge fan of military style bags. He's always into parang boxy silhouettes and most especially black. Kaya nga lagi siya naka-black and white, diba? And he decided to come up with a box style bag for the brand. Kasi for the longest time, the bestseller of the brand was the classic flap. In itself, it is quite boxy, but it was very feminine. And it was more, how should I say this? Parang formal, semi-formal, yung image and style ng classic flap. So, Karl Lagerfeld wanted to create something that was more laid back, but at the same time, retain the classic, luxurious vibe of the brand. So, taking the inspiration from military bags and the classic feel and silhouette of Chanel, and came up with Le Boy. And then he just decided to add some funky details like studs and chains and really big hardware to give it that edgy vibe. And it is also designed to be ideally carried as a crossbody kasi nga para siyang military bag talaga yung style niya. And it became a huge hit. And until now, it is one of Chanel's most popular handbags. And it's actually considered a house classic na. When you say house classic, it means the bag will be part of the permanent collection of Chanel. And they're also considered as icons. And in the luxury world, for a bag to be considered as an icon, it has to be like really best-selling or popular even years after its launch. And Chanel Boy is one of those bags for Chanel. And also, when the bag is an icon and when it's very popular, yung price niya will continue to rise. So that's why it's considered as one of the best investment bags among Chanel's handbag range. So the Chanel Boy is actually inspired, yung name niya is inspired by Boy Capel, who is considered as Chanel's one true love. Alright, so that's it for the history of the bag, sobrang nice ng history niya, no? It's dedicated pala to her one true love. Let's now go to the technicals of the brand. So let's start off with the measurements. Again, so this is the Chanel Le Boy New Medium. So this is one of their newest sizes. This was released, I believe, like 2 or 3 years ago because people were looking for something that's in between the medium, the old medium, and the large. So the length across is 11.5 centimeters. Here to here is 7.5 centimeters. And the width of the bag, let's measure the outer flap and the frame of the bag. Itong pinakalalagyan lang, it's 3.5 centimeters for the width. So those are the dimensions of the new medium. Now for the strap drop, straps are looped. Yung drop niya from here to the top part of the bag is 11.5 centimeters. And if you are gonna carry it crossbody, the strap drop from this up to the top portion of the bag is about 20 centimeters. So yun yung strap drop niya. Chanel Le Boy actually comes in various types of leather. So it comes in goat skin, lambskin, patent, caviar, and I think more recently they have been offering or pushing the calfskin leather. Caviar is actually a type of leather, but the reason why it's called caviar is because of the style. So Chanel has texturized the leather by putting on grains, and they intentionally did that because this makes the bag more resistant to scratches. It also strategically conceals scratches if ever there's any. But in general, the caviar material is very resistant. It became one of the most popular leathers of Chanel next to lambskin. Personally talaga, gusto ko yung lambskin because Chanel is known for lambskin, and at the same time, nakakita ko ng lambskin na ganito. Besh, ang ganda niya talaga. Parang nung tinitingnan ko, wow, this is really a bag that I pay this much for. Ganon siya. But I ultimately decided to go for caviar kasi besh, hindi siya murang bag. I can't afford for this to be looking battered and beaten and old right away kasi ang mahal niya, hindi na ho tayo makakabili ulit. Charot. Ang bango niya talaga, besh. Ang bango ng leather ng Chanel. Yun lang yung masasabi ko. Yung next din na tinitingnan ng tao is the hardware. Now, the most popular hardwares of the Chanel Le Boy is the ruthenium. It's a dirty metal grade type of metal. And then there is gold, which is a bright and shiny gold. And then the next one is brushed gold, or also called old gold. Now, personally, I went for brushed gold because I have a friend. She said na yung Chanel Le Boy niya came in yung gold hardware, yung very shiny. However, medyo nagta-tarnish daw pala yun, yung parang nagda-darken yung pagka-gold, you know, because of wear and tear and age. And besides, talaga, yung metal, since mainit dito sa atin, eventually talaga magkakaroon siya ng wear and tear. That's why I went for old gold because yung finish ng old gold is literal old gold. So I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, the whole thing looking really aged and tarnished because yun na talaga yung style niya. Okay, so that's it for the hardware. Currently, the Chanel Le Boy starts at $5,000 US, if I'm not mistaken, for the small. And this one, I believe, nasa na to ngayon. Because of the price increase, I think it's about $6,000 na ba? Around that price. And if you're wondering where I got this from La Brea, and I will put their Instagram here. Okay, so before I forget, I would also like to say yung country of origin of my bag. So this bag is actually made in France. Actually, a lot of the house icons, and these are the classic flap, Le Boy, and the reissue. So these are the 3 most popular bags of Chanel. Sabi nila most of them are made in France. Sabi nila, yung mas supple and softer daw yung material. I think it's the way they treat their leather or how they really make the bags in general. So baka yun yung style nila. Sa Italian Chanel bags, it's much harder, stiffer. I don't know, maybe that's their style. But I'm not saying one is superior than the other. I guess it really depends on what you like. But ako personally, even with my LV bags, preferred ko talaga as much as possible is yung France. Kasi I find the material nga lighter and softer. Let's now go to the quality of the bag. So, of course, when it comes to quality, talagang always sa pag-uusapan dyan is the leather. The reason why I decided to go for Caviar is because I wanted this to be really sturdy. Even if lambskin is more beautiful, I still decided to go for Caviar because at the end of the day, I want the bag to adapt to the Philippine climate, to my lifestyle. Like ako, I know myself, may tendency ako na medyo maging careless sa bag after like the first few months. And also, I want it to be somewhat resistant to heat, especially here in the Philippines ang init. Kasi I've read that lambskin does not tolerate heat very well. Hindi naman po natin pwedeng i-aircon lagi to, no? So medyo mahal siya at maarte siya. And at the same time, something na perfect for the rainy season. Well, hindi naman sinasabi ng Chanel that, you know, this is perfect for the rainy season. But in my experience, it's pretty much water resistant. So pag napatakan mo siya ng water, you can just wipe it off right away and it won't leave any stain versus lambskin na minsan mapatakan mo lang siya, may kita mo may onting stain na. And sometimes it takes a while to go away, and sometimes it doesn't go away, and it's such an eyesore. If your bag, you know, gets a lot of wear and tear, of course yung value niya mas bumababa, and that's the reason why I went for this instead, kahit gandang-ganda ako sa lambskin. So a lot of people would say that Caviar is a very stiff kind of leather. Well, I think kasi in videos, if titingnan mo siya, it looks very stiff talaga. But when I held it, sabi ko, parang hindi naman siya ganun ka-stiff. Ayan, no, actually it's a very pliable type of leather. It's very soft. Hindi nyo lang, parang hindi mo lang talaga makita. It's because of the way this thing is shaped, box talaga siya. Ayan, pakita ko sa inyo gaano ka-soft. Ayan, no, it's really soft. So far, after 6 months of using this, kita nyo naman besh. Para pa rin talaga siyang bago. As in, ang ganda-ganda pa ng itsura. This can actually pass off as a brand new bag. As in, nakailang na to, naulanan na siya ng ilang beses. Nabagsak ko na nga to. And as for the chain, one concern is magkaroon siya ng metal odor. That is very unpleasant. Well, that was my concern with my Gucci bag. Hindi naman naging ganon. Kasi if I'm not mistaken, treated ata tong mga to. So parang hindi siya yung mag-amoy rusty, something like that, because of you know, pawis, oil on your hands, the weather, water, so yung mga ganon, hindi siya nagaganon. And so far, ito wala. It's a very solid bag. I love how, you know, well made this one is. Well, sabi nilang Caviar, it's sturdy. It is naman. So, nababangga ko siya because of its boxy shape. Sometimes, nai-hit ko sa door and stuff. Tapos, di may iwasan if I'm on the go. Parang nagaganon ko siya ng jewelry ko or nasasanggi ko sa door. So far, it's still alive. And nagasgasan ko to before, specifically this side. So parang I was reaching for the aircon. I was gonna turn it off. Tapos may electric fan. Eh di ba merong locks yung electric fan na may nakaprotrude na hook. Tumama siya doon, na-feel ko talaga. Nag-scratch siya. Sa pagtingin ko, meron siyang onting scratch na white. So that meant like the leather was damaged. And I'm like, okay, bye. Good luck to me. And ayun, ang ginawa ko lang sa kanya ay put leather lotion on it right away. Binabad ko ng 1 minute tapos tinanggal ko. And I just kept on buffing it with a cloth. Yung cloth na nasa box niya. And like, let's say after like 3 or 4 times that I did the conditioning and the buffing, na-restore yung leather. Ayan, na-restore yung surface ng leather. And it's looking good as new. And I can barely see the scratch anymore. Matibay talaga tong leather na to, itong Caviar. I wouldn't advise you to be super careless with it or to not give it any thought when you're using it because, you know, as mentioned, nagasgas pa rin siya. Buti na lang, hindi siya yung sobrang deep na cut. I'm pretty sure kung deep yung scratch na yon, hindi na siya mare-remedy. It's gonna be there forever. Yung sinasabi nilang maganda rin sa Chanel bags, the leather is like parang built to restore itself. Parang ganon. Siguro I think it's the way they texturized it, yung softness, tapos yung, I don't know, probably yung coating that they put. I don't know the sorcery and science behind it, but ganun yung leather niya. Parang nare-restore agad. Alright, let's now go to the user-friendliness of the bag. So, ano ba yung mga aspects na tinitingnan ko when it comes to user-friendliness? First is the shape, yung rigid shape. So, in terms of user-friendliness, hindi siya ganun ka user-friendly. Or I would say it's like 6/10 in this aspect. Tendency talaga na mas makahit sila ng surfaces. And you know, that can result to scuffing, scratches. But yun talaga, parang ingat na lang when you're using it. Ako parang, I reconciled na with the fact na yung luxury bags, I can be very careful with them, but at the end of the day, magkakaroon talaga ng scratches yan. So, it's something that I'm already at peace with. Before kasi talagang nasa-stress ako, pero na-realize ko, bibili-bili ako ng ganito, tapos stress ako pag nasa scratch, diba? So, might as well not use it na lang. Pero, kaya ako naman binili, kasi kailangan ko kasi gagamitin ko. So, ayun, I decided to make peace with that na lang na, ayun, talagang it's part of it. It's part of using bags na magkaka-scratch talaga siya. And also, yung size niya. So, the bigger it is, the more prone it is to scratching. Alright, so when it comes to weight, I think this is around 1.5 something pounds. Ganun ba? Ang medyo nagpapabigat talaga sa kanya is the chain. But generally, yung leather naman niya, hindi naman ganun kabigat. Lambskin is about 1 or 1.2 pounds if I'm not mistaken. So the difference is not that huge. It's just a decimal difference. Uncomfortably heavy ba siya? Hindi. Because as I mentioned, yung leather nito, hindi naman siya ganun kakapal talaga. And the good thing pa about the Chanel Le Boy is the inside is textile. It's cloth versus yung classic flap na all leather. Ayun. Kaya mabigat talaga yun. Nabuhat ko na yun eh. But if you want to distribute the weight, then better to carry it na crossbody. Now, speaking of crossbody, ang maganda sa kanya is parang it sits comfortably in the middle of my waist. So, pakita ko sa inyo. Ayan, ganyan siya. So, it's a decent length for a crossbody. Now, speaking of the straps, ang hindi ko lang gusto dito is nagro-roll to off my shoulder. So, kapag nakaganyan ka, ayan, tinan mo. Kita nyo, parang nagro-roll talaga siya. Yun lang yung hassle doon because sometimes I wanna bring it like this. Because of the style, mas chic siya tingnan rather than always carry it crossbody. Pero since nahuhulog siya, minsan uncomfortable. So I would have to swing it like this. Tapos minsan ganyan, fina-flatten ko naman na ganito. Which I don't do all the time also because may tendency na ma-pancake or ma-flatten yung leather. So maapektuhan yung shape in the long run. Yun lang talaga yung con nito, yung chains niya talaga nahuhulog. But I've read some reviews and people said na hindi naman yun yung case with them. So, I also think it's really with the shape of my shoulders. Malaking yung traps ko. So, kita nyo, naturally talaga downward yung trajectory na ng shoulder ko because lumaki yung traps ko kakabuhat. Before, I used to have like, parang flat shoulders. So, hindi nahuhulog sa akin yung mga shoulder bags. But for some reason ngayon, I find na nahuhulog na sila. And that is also my problem with my Dionysus. My Gucci Dionysus. So, inisip ko ngayon, baka hindi yung mga bags yung may problema. Yung shoulder ko yung talagang may problema. Yung major complaints of a lot of people is itong buttons niya here. So apparently, if you like wearing your hair down, may tendency daw na umikot dito yung hair. However, di ko naman na-experience yon, so I can't say anything about that. And I've worn my hair down with, while wearing this. Di naman sumabit yung hair ko. Generally, I find this very user-friendly because number one, the quality of the leather I chose is pretty much low maintenance among Chanel's range because it's Caviar. As I mentioned, it's water resistant, pretty much scratch resistant. When it comes naman to yung closure niya, ayan, hindi siya mahirap. Like, pabilis lang. Yung problem lang nung iba, sabi nila after some time, because yung bag na to is like folded on top, minsan kakabukas mo daw ng ganon, it tends to develop creases dito sa ibabaw na to. Hindi ko pa naman siya napapansin sa akin. Ayan, wala pa naman siya sa akin. Well, 6 months pa lang naman to. If issue sa inyo yon na parang magkakaroon siya ng creases and all, then I suggest think twice before buying something like this because it is not a joke. The price is not a joke. When it comes to user-friendliness, ano siya sa akin? It's like 9/10. -1 lang for the straps. But it's not really a biggie for me. Alright, so dito na tayo sa what fits in my bags. This is what it looks like inside. Ayan. Parang marami ka ring malalagay na dito. Depends kasi sa lapad ng stuff that you bring. And yeah, ako parang nandito na lahat nung kailangan ko. And kaya pa ng more. Kaya pa yung cellphone ko dito actually. This is my Gentle Monster. Nilagyan ko lang siya ng nilagay ko lang siya sa isang generic na black bag na I bought from Shopee. Then, this is the inside. So, ayan yung loob niya, besh. Oh, you see, may space pa. I have here my Prada wallet. So, I have a small square leather wallet lang. Tapos, next is I have a card holder. So, lahat ng mga discount cards ko. Ano ba? Calling card. So, this is my LV card holder. And then, I have a small makeup pouch. So, this is from Muji. Nabili ko siya. I have an oil control film. Tapos, I have a lip tint from GRWM. Tapos, meron akong my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder, which I love. And some over-the-counter medicines here. And a small Sanicare na wet wipes. And then next is, I just have a small perfume. So, this is Byredo Baldia Freak. My favorite daytime scent. So, hindi ganito forever yung pabango ko kasi this is not refillable. Pero, I think kaya yung mga 30 ml. Basta yung mga slim type ng bottles. Or, if it's not the slim type, square type bottle, then you really have to make room for the perfume in your bag. Kung mahilig ka talaga magdala ng perfumes. And then, I have here my alcohol, AirPods. So, yun lang naman yung dala ko on a daily basis. I don't really bring a lot. Now, that's what fits in my bag. Now, what is my final verdict on the Chanel Le Boy New Medium Caviar Old Gold or Brushed Gold hardware? Is it still relevant and worth it bilhin ngayong 2022? I still think it's worth buying this 2022 because, well, number one, it is a classic. Tingnan nyo naman, 2012, and still parang timeless pa rin yung look kahit saan mo suotin, kahit anong era. Parang perfect pa rin yung look niya. I don't know, because just the style is very minimalist, and then it has changed so that it will stay trendy regardless of the era. So I think that's one good thing that Karl Lagerfeld did with it, is aside from maintaining the classy look and shape, nag-add lang siya ng details para at least it can be modern / classy. So I like the mix of femininity and masculinity in this bag because that is very much my personality. That's the reason why between the flap and this one, mas na in love talaga ako with this one. That's why this is the first one I bought nung nakaipon ako for a Chanel. And I find that, you know, you can wear this with whatever. And number 3, investment-wise, this is one of the best Chanel bags that you can invest in because, as mentioned, in the beginning part of this video, tumaas yung price niya by 15% late last year, because it's one of the house icons, meaning its price will forever go up na because forever siyang popular. And to wrap this all up, definitely I would say that this is a bag that's worth investing in because of factors considered, but most of all because I really like the bag. So, even if sinabi ko na very worth it ito, still take it with a grain of salt because it's not a perfect bag. May issues siya. I don't know, siguro partly kaya ko lang din sinasabi to is because ang mahal nung binayad ko. Charot. No, but kidding aside, so that's why I want to be responsible and say na if you're gonna spend on something like this, lalo na yung mga pumasok na doon talaga sa big 3, yung luxury, big luxury brands like Chanel, research hard and research long. Like if it will take you 6 months, do it. Or if you find a chance or get the chance to try on the bag, you visit consignment shops, do it. Because you really have to get a feel of the bag because the price is no joke. So ayan, yun lang yung ma-advise ko. So kahit sabihin ko na worth ito, para sa inyo, pag-isipan nyo talaga kung bibilin niyo siya. But then again, yun, kung gustong mo talaga siya, then go na sis, buy ka na, tag mo ako. I'd like to see your unboxing. Okay, that's it for the Chanel Le Boy bag new medium. Now let me dress up for a little, and I'll come back and show you some mod shots and, you know, the different ways and outfits that I wear with this bag. And that's it, Beshies, for the review of Chanel Le Boy New Medium in Old Gold Hardware or Brushed Gold Hardware Caviar Leather. And before I go, alam nyo ba, one of the ways to check kung authentic yung Chanel Le Boy bag nyo is to look at the leather. So sabi nila, if yung leather bag daw is pag nailawan, tapos yung glisten niya, yung pag-glisten ng surface is equal. Tapos when you move it around, you don't see parang areas that are glistening or sparkling, that means authentic daw siya. It means that yung texture niya is real, yung embossed talaga. Hindi yung parang put on lang yung texture niya or parang like stickers na parang dinikit lang tapos makintab. So that's one way to know daw if your Chanel Boy is authentic. But if you want to know the other different signs that tell if your Chanel Boy bag is authentic, then visit my blog. Lalagay ko lang yung link below. So dun ko sinulat yon, yung how to spot a fake Chanel Boy bag plus a quick review. So yan, tingnan nyo yon. Naubos na yung battery ko, guys. If you have other questions about this bag or other video topics that you want me to cover, then please let me know. I will gladly do them for you. So yan, thank you for spending time with me today in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, Beshies!